There are a whole array of politicians who don't approve of Nicolas Maduro. But one of the labels that he's given is worth exploring. According to them, Nicolas Maduro is a dictator.
Nicolas Maduro is a dictator.
Tyranny of the now defunct Maduro regime.
Dictadura de Venezuela.
Brutal dictator Nicolas Maduro.
And his mayhem.
So what exactly is a dictator? Now, the term generally refers to authoritarian leaders who crush their opposition and have absolute power. But what's been happening in Venezuela lately? At this point, we've got a minor opposition figure, Juan Guaido, declaring himself to be the interim president. And at this point, he's got the United States and Britain backing him. He was then banned from traveling by the Supreme Court. So, what did he do? He then went on a speaking tour of Latin American countries, rallying support from those who want to violently overthrow the Venezuelan government. After that, what did he do? He stayed in exile, fearing for his life, knowing that if he returned, the harsh regime would kill him, right? Well, no, he actually felt safe enough to get on a commercial flight and go back to Venezuela. He still has not been arrested, and the United States itself forbids people from doing this kind of thing.
Whoever incites, sets on foot, assists, or engages in any rebellion against the authority of the US shall be fined or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or both.
Imagine that some kind of fringe activist pulled a Guaido in America and declared himself to be the president with, say, Venezuela or Iran backing him. Well, Guaido hasn't been arrested, and he's walking around giving speeches freely in Venezuela.
I was able to enter Venezuela thanks to you and your mobilization in all of Venezuela. We feel that today we've made a decisive step towards the conquest of our freedom.
Leopoldo Lopez, Guaido's longtime ally, was actually convicted of inciting violence against the Venezuelan government. His trial received huge international attention, and after a brief stint in prison, he was in house arrest. And from his home, he was once again rallying people to overthrow Maduro. This is how Lopez's wife described his treatment by the supposed dictatorship.
Leopoldo's in contact with everyone, every day, constantly. He's been sewing together an opposition that's totally united and strong.
Now, some people might say that it's only because of the immense pressure on Venezuela that Maduro hasn't swept in and crushed the life of Juan Guaido. However, that doesn't exactly add up, because at this point, only 25% of the countries in the world recognize Guaido as the president. The rest of the world says that Maduro is the legitimate leader. Now, in any other country in the world, arresting this kind of provocateur would pretty much be standard practice. However, Juan Guaido is free. He's walking around Venezuela giving speeches, inciting people to engage in violence for his made-for-social media revolution.
Hope has been born and it will not die. Things are going well.
In Venezuela, opposition rallies and protests take place all the time. There are many things that you can say about Nicolas Maduro, but brutal dictator is a profile he just doesn't fit. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
On Tuesday, Maduro took part in a ceremony commemorating the 6th anniversary of the death of his predecessor, Hugo Chavez. His rival, Guaido, meanwhile met with public sector unions, urging them to take strike action to help bring down the government. Political science professor Colin S. Cavell believes America's us-them rhetoric is not healthy.
What the Trump administration is doing is forcing U.S. allies and other countries to choose. Are you going to support this aggressive attempted coup to overthrow the elected government of Venezuela, or are you going to go and support this government that the United States does not like? So it is internationalizing the Venezuelan conflict on a very dangerous basis, because countries now are being forced to choose. Are they going to go with an aggressive, imperialist action, or are they going to support democracy and the rights of the people of Venezuela?